Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Game Week 36 preview show. I'm Chris, and with me is the other half of the FPL Cougars team, Kieran. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay. We've got a lot to get through tonight. We're in the midst of double Game Week 25, and there are 4 games to go because we're recording this Tuesday evening, and you and I are both expecting some sort of big points to come over the next 2 nights. But it's a quick turnaround this week because the game week starts on Friday night, Liverpool kicking off against Huddersfield. So we're going to do our usual game-by-game preview tonight. We're also going to be talking captaincy, picking out some clean sheets and differentials along the way. Oh, as well as talking about our Cougar Cub picks and finding out how we're getting on there. So should we check in with how we're doing in the midst of game week 35? Do you want to talk about your score? Because you've had a bumper week.
Yeah, so far so good. I've checked the lineup tonight and everyone's starting. So Lloris is back as well. Bednarak and Romeo starting and all that stuff. So Eriksen's son both starting. Delafeu starting again, which is nice. But yeah, so far so good. Pretty good so far. At 76 points, well above the average. Above the 10k average as well, which is good. Obviously, my transfer was Dunk to Trent, which paid off. You know, I was bringing in a single game week player. Obviously, it's a bit of a risk, but it was against Cardiff. Thought he'd get something. Hoped he'd get a clean sheet, and he did with 11 points and some bonus. Obviously, Laporte keeping a clean sheet was good. Picked Aguero instead of Sterling for captaincy, which was decent. Hopefully, it pays off in the next game as well. And yeah, if you watched the last video, I did have Delafeu on captain, but you know the risk of him not starting and the flag and Gracia being a bit not clear on what if he was fit or not, maybe switch to Aguero. But yeah, Delafeu, the hero of this week,
for sure.
with the 2 goals, and then Vardy chipping in on the single game week as well, which was nice because my transfer would have been Lacazette. Because I was speaking to you that after the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't end up going that way. So Lacazette's only got an assist so far. Could get more obviously, but Vardy doing well for me. And then the Brighton unexpected clean sheet on the bench boost.
Crazy.
Absolute trolls, of course. But yeah, 6 points there is probably all I expect from him because I hope he doesn't get a clean sheet tonight because obviously Eriksen and Son need to come to the party.
Do some work. What was that overall rank increase? Because it was quite a big jump, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was from about 86k to just inside 50k now. So
that's really nice.
Pretty good. Yeah. Hopefully, with everyone playing tonight and more to come, I think everyone's going to play. That I should at least get into the 100 club, right?
You should crack 100. You only need 24 points? Yeah, I think that's easily doable.
Hopefully well over.
Yeah. No, that's good. 56 for me. Small green arrow. Think about up 3 or 4k at the moment. So the decisions going into the game week, what to do with Deeney. We spoke on the show a little bit about Wilson being an option, Rondon being an option. Did briefly mention Perez, who obviously would have been the best pick after not just that hat-trick, but he was never really sort of top of my considerations list. I watched the highlights back today of the Bournemouth game, and man, Wilson, he loves missing big chances. He loves them. So I was a bit disappointed about that, but what can you do? Who was my other transfer? Dunk. I had no faith in the Brighton defence, and I was sort of going into the double game week with 2 Brighton defenders and no Watford defensive cover. I thought they're going to get a clean sheet in that Huddersfield game. So I took a -4 to get rid of, what's his name, Dunk, and bring in Cathcart. So I'm 8 down on that at the moment, which is a bit disappointing, but hey, it happens. I kept in Sterling as well. He did really well to get himself booked, didn't he? Because he was trying really hard for the last half an hour to get that yellow, and he finally got it. And about 2 minutes to go. So fair play to him. Yeah, where are we? We've got 4 games to go. I'm not expecting a huge return. Who else let me down? Oh, Jota, because I watched those highlights as well, and he had so many chances. Hit the post, hit the crossbar. He had like 2 or 3 other shots from open play, but yeah, what can you do? Double Liverpool defence coming through. I think it's an alright. It's an alright bench boost, but I think we'll talk about it more towards the end of the season. But the more I look at we've found out Valerie's not starting tonight, and I think the more I look at the bench boost in the middle of the season, I'm not so keen on it because look at you. I know we're doing this halfway through, but you've got 10 points on your bench boost. I've got 11, 13 points. So I'm thinking next season that I maybe do it. If I get less than 20 points, I'd maybe take a risk and play it game week 1 next season because I fancy that sort of like the earlier, hopefully rank boost at the start of the season might be better than this late jump. But anyway, we'll talk about that more some other time, I think.
get ahead and stay ahead.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Try to.
Yeah. I noticed a trend, I'm sure you see it as well, that a lot of the top managers who are sort of in the top 10k, top 15k have generally been there or thereabouts for most of the season. So I think if you have a good start and play a wild card earlier, it's a bit easier to maintain. So I think that's something I'll probably do next season. But yeah,
I mean, it does mean like not like front loading your 11 as much.
It
means
does,
you have to have something decent on your bench at least. But
yeah, but then a quick wild card might sort that, and we always play wild cards at the start of the season anyway. So
yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, so it's something I'm considering next season. But anyway, let's get into the FPL Cougars mini league because there were some good scores in it. Notably, huge well done to, I've been trying to pronounce this, Surakshit, which I hope is right, and his team Pogboom, who as of last night had scored a whopping 91 points on his bench boost, which is pretty well done. Aguero captain. He kept 4 single game week players. That was Robbo, Trent, Salah, and Digne, and he jumped from 3.3 in the world to 876. So moving into the top 1,000 is great. So well done, well done. Right, shall we talk about Cougar Cub picks? How did we get on?
Yep.
Or how are we doing so far?
So I was very happy to have De Bruyne at the start of this week on the Cub pick. 4.5% owned. Obviously Tottenham home, Man United away, and he gets injured in like the 25th minute, something like that, and gets a total of 1 point. So really frustrating. Obviously, not that frustrating for me. I mean, I could have owned him in the actual game. Yeah. So a lot of people bought him in for -4s, even hits. Hits, and even captained him. So shame and unlucky. We both feel kind of sorry for De Bruyne, don't we? Because he's looked so good when he's been on form and on fire, and fit. So just unfortunate. But 1 point for me, so which brings me to 63 points. And then you have Mora. You did go for Ramsey, but he was injured. Then you changed it to Mora, and he's got 2 points so far. But obviously it starts tonight against Brighton, so you'd be hoping you double those points at least.
At least double the points. At least double the points.
You're now on 60 so far. So I'm 3 points ahead, but expecting you to leapfrog me again, I'd say.
I quite like how it's close. I've got such a crazy pick.
Close.
I've got such a crazy pick for this game week.
Okay, all right, interesting.
So we'll go for that later. So should we start off, because the first game of the game week, as we say, Liverpool against Huddersfield, it's Friday night. You and I both have got 2 Liverpool players at the moment, and I'm sure we're thinking the same thing, but are we going to get a third in? Probably, yes. And who's it going to be? Mane or Salah? Obviously, Salah picked up that, I'd say, a little bit jammy assist for the penalty at the weekend against Cardiff. How's your sort of thinking moving away from your wildcard team? Who are you looking at?
Well, I think triple Liverpool is got to be essential, right? Especially against Huddersfield, and pretty much the rest of the season they've got good fixtures. All their hard matches are gone, so it's just which one to pick. For me, I think it's probably Mane, because I can get a decent player with the rest of the budget that I kind of move around.
Yep.
So if I wanted to go Salah, I think I'd just have to have a bench, fodder 4 point something, which I suppose is okay, but I'm thinking of Vardy and maybe Eriksen, because it's probably got to be Eriksen that has to go, because I think he's played so many games and he's probably the one that is probably going to be rested for Champions League.
I would have thought so.
If there's anyone that gets rested, then it's going to be him. But it's Vardy and Eriksen to get in Mane for me. Mane just as good as Salah at the moment. Yeah, he didn't get anything in that last game, but he looked okay. And Salah, still not really proving his 13 million worth of budget and value. So
sure, we talked about it, didn't we, last week, that compared to the defenders, they're averaging, I think it was over the last 10 or 12 game weeks, Robertson, Trent and Van Dijk have all averaged more points per game than Salah in that time. Does that make you think you might even fancy a differential captaincy pick? I mean, we know we're getting into the captaincy chat early on. Arnold or Robbo?
No, I don't think so. Huddersfield obviously managed to score against Watford last minute. I mean, I can't really see that happening against Liverpool, but you don't want to run that risk, really, do you? No, I think if I'm going to bring in Mane, I'll captain him, because then if you do a hit and captain the player you bought in, then it makes it kind of worth it. So, and he's an attacker and he likes to score goals, so I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Huddersfield are just going to get a drubbing here, aren't they? I think Friday night
Probably.
under the lights, lost 7 of their last 8 away games, or failed to score. Sorry, in 7 of the last 8 away games. I think if you are looking for a differential captain, I'd be tempted by Alexander. Like his assist at the weekend from the corner was the 8th he's picked up of the season now, and he's only 2 behind Robbo in their little assist competition. He's played 800 minutes less, so I think he's doing really well in that. And I think from next season it's going to be a really interesting one. Which of those, if not both, we have in our teams?
Yeah, agree. And I think a lot of people are sort of possibly worried that there might be rotation here, but it's like Friday night is still 5 days before the Barcelona game. So yeah, with title still on the line, I don't really see any rotation happening here. I think it'll be first team. And I think if anything does happen, like Trent or Robertson and stuff like that will come off 60, 70 minutes, something like that. So once the game's wrapped up 3 or 4-0, and yeah, probably Firmino seems to come off, Mane and Salah seem to come on or stay on, don't they? So yeah, I think you should be fine if you want to triple captain one of them as well. So I think a lot of people will be doing that.
I think this is the game to get that golden boot laced up, isn't it? I think Aguero, Salah and Aubameyang are all tied on 19. Mane's just behind them on 18. I wonder if there's going to be a sort of like a bit of an inter-team rivalry between the 2 Liverpool wide players. Trying to, not pass. I mean, we've seen before they can be a little bit selfish with each other, can't they? And
quite true.
Yeah, Mane I think's only got 3 assists all season. Salah's got a little bit more than that, but it'd be interesting to see how that plays out in this game, because you think they're both going to be like, right, this is my chance to, really get ahead in that. Cool. All right. Spurs against West Ham, the lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. West Ham, poor form at the moment away from home. Lost 7 of their last 8. Do you see anything other than anything other than a Tottenham win in this one?
Not really. I mean, as West Ham have looked slightly better lately. They lost 2-1 to United and then drew 2-2 of Leicester. Obviously, they were good in that United game. Kind of unlucky not to win, or at least draw. And then good against Leicester as well. Well, good-ish. So I think they'll give Spurs a game, but I can't really see them winning it. I think Son is a consideration for captain here, possibly, because it's just West Ham away are bad and they like to concede goals. So and Son should play because he's banned from the UCL first leg. So he should be nailed on. But yeah, like I said, Eriksen might get a rest in this one. So Son's creativity or production might be lessened. But yeah, differential captain if you want to go that way. Oh, for sure. I think Loriente is obviously in line to start this one too. I think he starts tonight, doesn't he, in the game against Brighton? I expect him backing up. So I'd look at how he's returned. So in every game he's played more than 30 minutes in this season, he's returned. So that's 4 assists and 1 goal. So he's not exactly explosive in the games he does play, but he trickles along nicely. And I think if it was something I considered last week, if you're removing Eriksen for Mane, I think Loriente is not a bad player at a great price to have in your team until the end of the season, because I doubt he'll start that Ajax game. And I think, he'll probably come on from the bench like he did against City, so I think he's probably nailed on to start the remaining league games. And if you're looking to have some coverage in that Tottenham front line for quite a reduced price, I think Loriente is the way to go there. Yeah, if I could afford it and then maybe get Salah for Eriksen, then yeah, that seems quite good. It was Ali who played deeper against City, didn't he, in the game Saturday lunchtime, which Spurs lost 1-0, allowed Moura to get further forward. I think Ali sort of like reduced his appeal as an FPL asset in that sort of formation change, so it's only really Son, Moura and Llorente, I think, from a forward point of view, that I'd even want to consider from Spurs at this stage of the season. I mean, Eriksen looks like he's lining up deep as well tonight, so it looks like it's a 3 of Eriksen, Wanyama and Ali, so... because basically they've got no one else, so they have to fill in there. But yeah, I agree. If Eriksen is starting to go backwards as well, then I think Eriksen is going to be the full boy for Mane, and Mane will stay for the rest of the season because he's got just as good fixtures as Spurs. I think Eriksen's got that tendency though, hasn't he, to drift forward a little bit. Like I noticed in the City game, he was playing deep. He whipped that beautiful ball around the corner for Son, which was well saved by Ederson, but he actually had 2 shots in that game, so he was getting forward. They were both just on the edge of the box. So, one was in the box. He was more forward than Ali was. Yeah, exactly. So I think the same will probably be said again tonight. And I think it was before last week's game, I talked about how he'd had the second most shots from a midfielder in the league after Salah in the last 6 game weeks. I mean, to add another 2 to that, I think he's right up there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets on the score sheet tonight in that Brighton game. I hope so.
I hope so too. So the first of the 3 o'clock games, Palace against Everton. How do you see this one going? Because I feel like both teams are going to be buoyed after like the huge results they've got on Sunday. Big wins.
I mean, it could be close or it could be lots of goals. It could be a close, lots of goals game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Millie, you have to keep mentioning him, don't we?
We do, yeah.
But none of us, or neither of us, have got on him pretty much the whole season, and he's now the 8th highest scoring mid in the game.
That's crazy, isn't it?
He's scoring more than Son, Sane, Richarlison, Bernardo, David Silva, Eriksen. Like, those are some massive names in some top 6 clubs that he is scoring above. Millie doesn't ever really like haul. He just gets a pen practically every game, gets an assist, or and whenever he gets any return, he'll get max bonus. And yeah, first name on the team sheet next year, probably.
I tell you, he's reminded me a little bit of Sigurdsson from maybe 3-4 years ago, or maybe not Michu, because Michu played up front, but yeah, Sigurdsson for sure, because he just feels like he's taking set pieces on corners, he's got the penalties, he's just bossing everything.
It's mental.
Yeah, it is good. What do you think about Zaha's performance? Because he sort of reminded us all he's there. He usually has a good end to the season. Got that nice goal, but it was his only shot on target, only shot in the game, and it was really down to Mustafi's absolutely shocking defending, wasn't it?
I mean, he looked lively otherwise. Like, yeah, he didn't have that many shots, but he did look good still. So yeah, he is someone I'm looking at as the person that I'd bring in for Vardy. Along with Mane. So yeah, I like their end of the season. Palace always seem to tend to finish the season well. Obviously with Van Aanholt last year doing bits at the end. Obviously Milivojevic just seems to be returning all the time, and Zaha's fit at the moment, and yeah, looking to maybe get in the shop window. Who knows? Yeah, they mentioned Champions League football to him at the end of that game, and he said, "Yeah, I'd love to play there." Or play in that competition. So yeah, maybe he's looking to move on. But we've seen what happened before at United. But yeah, different player now, with a bit more experience. So yeah, I think he could do well at a top 6 club.
Yeah.
Maybe Spurs.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more mature now than he was sort of 3-4 years ago at United, and seems more rounded player. I think if he has even better attacking players around him, I mean, Palace aren't notable for going away and battering teams, but if he's in a team with a few more quality strikers around him, I think he'd have a lot more assists and a lot more goals to show from it. I mean, the fact that was Benteke's first goal of the season says it already in terms of their...
Shout out to Benteke.
Yeah, shout out to Benteke. Game week 35 hero. Right then, Digne also got that massive haul, didn't he? You predicted last week that Everton were going to batter us, and they subsequently did. Digne, 14 points. Or Dean.
Yeah, a little bit bitter for me for him to score that, because I held on to him during all the blanks, and he did well for me, obviously. But couldn't have predicted. Obviously, I got rid of him on the wild card. Couldn't have predicted him losing to Fulham and then ever wanting him back versus United. Yeah. So, anyone that got rid of him, you can't really feel too bad about it, to be honest, because 14 points against United after losing to Fulham, you never would have saw that coming. So, yeah, just a good player, great signing, and looking forward to probably owning him next season, though I expect he'll probably be like 6 million, which is a shame. But
I think his price will go up, but that's only just reward for his sort of good season this season. Sigurdsson looked quite good as well in this one, although he's only 2 shots from outside the box. He's still owned by less than 7%, so he's a bit of a differential, really, and 6 returns in his last 8. Would you fancy him for a little cheeky punt if you had the money? It doesn't look like you're going to be able to, and same with me, really, but he's not looking bad, is he, for Palace in the final day of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to, but a lot of people brought him in on their wildcard for that punt before the bench boost.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Before the United game, and a lot of people sold him for, because the United game didn't look like they'd get that much. And yeah, Trolley.
Trolley indeed. Cool, right, so another 3 o'clock, Fulham against Cardiff. Now, I think Cardiff are going to win this game, and I think they're going to make the relegation battle a bit interesting. Despite Fulham's 2 wins in 2, and 2 clean sheets in 2, I could see Cardiff have got to win this, haven't they?
I agree, 100%. Cardiff are going to win this game, and Morrison is going to be the boy to do it.
A couple of goals after his back header thing from the weekend. I like it. It was 4.
He scored.
Sorry.
So he scored 15 points when he got that goal on clean sheet the week before.
Mad.
And he's about to do it again against Fulham. So yeah, you heard it here first.
We're going to keep a close eye on that one. But it was 4-2 to Cardiff back in October. I looked up. It was that crazy game where Schürrle scored that really nice goal. That was the first game I looked at, and I was like, "Oh, Mitrovic looks like a player," and or looks like a fantasy option. Knew he was a player before that, but I sort of feel like Cardiff have got to win this, and maybe it's Sean Morrison's time. Maybe it's Nias. I think he's got the highest XG or expected goal rate of any player in the league now who hasn't scored a goal. It was Morrison before that, so maybe it's going to be a Nias hat-trick this weekend.
You know, I think Nias could do something, to be honest. If you're thinking of risky pick, is that what you're going to pick, Nias?
It might be.
Love it. I love it. Okay. I fancy Fulham. Cardiff. And to 0 as well. So
to 0? Oof.
To 0, yeah.
Cool.
Shackles off. Fulham doing well with the shackles off.
They are. That's the thing, isn't it? Because Fulham already know they're down. They're just going to go out and try and play exciting football in front of their home fans. So there is an element of risk, but the fact that Cardiff have got to be focused. I think it's this, and then they play home against Newcastle. Those are the two games. If they're going to get 6 points, they've got to get 6 points from those two, and I think then they've got a chance of staying up, but leaving it late.
And obviously Brighton are probably going to lose tonight, and then they'll probably lose to Newcastle.
Is it? Who else have they got?
Is my guess.
They've got Newcastle. I haven't got the fixtures irritatingly in front of me tonight.
I can look. Right.
I can vaguely. I know they play City at home on the last day. Yeah, and they play City at home the last day, right?
So there's basically no.
They think their game to win is Newcastle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Which is this weekend as well. So if they don't pick up points tonight, Newcastle at home is basically their only one. So they need to start scoring because that's how you win games.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll do it. All right, enough of the relegation talk for a minute because we're going to talk about Southampton-Bournemouth. Now, when I brought in Wilson, part of the fact, and when I was reviewing all the other strikers, I was seeing how they performed in recent games against the same team, or these teams, if that makes sense. So I looked at Bournemouth's track record against Southampton, and it was a big red cross because their form against Southampton is so poor. So I think they've not won in their last 5 games against Southampton. They've only scored 1 goal, and that was Josh King in a 2-1 loss last season. And Wilson played well against, like I said earlier, played well statistically from that point of view against Fulham. 2 big chances and 3 shots. It's irritating that it didn't work out this week. But oh my word, I'm worried about him. I'm worried. Fraser had 7 shots as well. Did you see that? He was a man possessed. Yeah, he went crazy, and he had so many. He created like 2 or 3 big chances. He was playing out of his mind. He's trying to win that. Is there a boot for the assist?
Yeah, I wondered about that last week, didn't
I?
He'll probably get some sort of award.
He should
be my guess.
I had looked across the top 5 leagues. I think he's in Europe. He's actually in the top 5 players for assists over this season, which I thought was pretty amazing as well. So yeah,
good on him.
Yeah, Saints have lost 2 of their last 6 at home, but they have only kept 1 clean sheet in 10. So I'm hoping there's going to be sort of a free for all and there's going to be some goals. How do you see it going?
Yeah, I can see goals and maybe not goals. It could be the way, but I think Bournemouth are a classic FPL troll team. Sorry. Yeah. 5-0 versus Brighton and then lose to Fulham. It's just like, what? So. Yeah, you can't really predict what Bournemouth are going to do at all here.
No.
And yeah, it's kind of the 2 sides of the argument of on the beach team. So you got one where their shackles off and they're just going to go for everything and they smash teams.
Yeah.
Or there's ones where their shackles off and they leave gaps and don't try as much. So
I'm really interested to see how Southampton perform tonight against Watford, because I thought apart from like the first 15 minutes maybe of the second half against Newcastle, they were pretty woeful at the weekend, and conceding 3 goals against Newcastle, who don't score a lot, was a bit of an alarm bell. I mean, they were poor before Hasenhüttl sort of motivated them, so I wonder if now they're going to regress a little bit. I mean, if Watford put 1 or 2, maybe 3 past them tonight, I'm thinking Bournemouth could be a juicy game. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be a juicy game.
Yeah, it could be.
Cool. Watford, who we've just been talking about, play Wolves in a repeat of the FA Cup semi-final.
Tasty.
It is going to be tasty, but I'm worried again about my Wolves assets because Wolves have not won in their last 5 away games. Ugh. That's not a good stat, is it?
Yeah, I talked about them possibly being a beach team as well, and I'm kind of being slightly more convinced of that game by game.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said Jota hit the post twice, wasn't it?
Post and crossbar.
Post and crossbar. Okay, so. Yeah, they had the chances. Jimmy and Jota, also had the chances. But, they're not finishing anything. They haven't had a clean sheet since game week 24.
No.
Apart from last time.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just
I was so irritated about
really
that,
hard to
weren't you?
predict.
I was irritated about the Wolves clean sheet. Like, I've been on Doherty for quite a while. Maybe I got rid of him in 32 or 30. Yeah, I got rid of him in 32, and I was just like, Wolves just can't keep a clean sheet. I don't even want to think about them for double game week 35. And there, when I checked my phone, popped up Wolves clean sheet. I was like, you kidding me? I just thought, Brian, we're going to scrap it.
Yeah, but Brighton just so bad they just can't score. So should have been expected.
Expected clean sheets. I don't like them.
But I don't know. Wolves to get revenge for the FA Cup, maybe.
I think that's probably their only motivation, isn't it? And trying to get 7th. Otherwise, I can't see. I feel like at this stage of the season, it's less about stats and more about motivation for most of our fantasy picks. And that's why I'm going to be heading with like six players from Man City and Liverpool coming this weekend, and maybe 2 or 3 from Spurs. So. Yeah.
I mean, I was listening to the Art of the Dive podcast today, and they were saying that teams who have something to play for, like, or just they still have to go to Europe, or they have to go for the title, trying to avoid relegation, will win 33% of the games, and then teams without will win 30% games. Okay. So there's obviously a slight increase in motivation of with teams having something to play for, that they'll perform better. So. But 3% isn't much.
Yeah, that isn't much, is it? I was expecting that to be like, more than that, maybe 10 or so. And then I'd be like, ooh. Cool, all right. So how do you see that
also,
one?
Europe is on the line for both of them as well.
That is a thing,
That's another thing.
Delafeu wants to move back to Barcelona again, doesn't he? So he's got to have that strong end to the season.
It's true.
You did well sticking with him, didn't you? After all those
I want more hauls tonight, Chris.
More hauls tonight.
Imagine.
Let it be so. You're going to be annoyed. It's funny though, because I know you're going to be annoyed. Because if he has a haul tonight, you're like, why didn't I just captain him? Because I don't think he can have a good game tonight without you being unhappy.
No, I don't think I will be annoyed at that, because he was a risk. So I thought he might not even play. So I couldn't put the captain on him there.
That's fair enough. Cool. So the game we sort of just talked about in passing, not 5 minutes ago, Brighton Newcastle. So that. Obviously, recording this, as we say, before Brighton kick off in like 12 minutes' time or whatever it is. It's close. They haven't scored in their last five games. If Murray doesn't score tonight against Spurs, which I can't see him doing, are they going to score against Newcastle at home?
Well, Murray's not even starting tonight, so...
Oh, God.
So, yeah, he could do. He'll probably start this game.
Resting him for the important one where they've actually got a chance of winning.
Yeah. It's on this game, really, isn't it, for Brighton? But I could see them losing to nothing. I could see Newcastle winning fairly easily at the same time. Because obviously, Perez in huge form. I think Almiron has helped him a lot of just unlocking him and letting him just be free to go wherever. Yeah. And 16, 1, 2, 2, 9, and 17 for Perez in the last.
It's great.
What is that? 6. That's fantastic. And obviously, you would have looked at Rondon over Perez, really. But yeah, maybe now's the time to get Perez in. They've got decent fixtures at the end of the season.
Well, yeah. And Brighton haven't kept many clean sheets apart from that one against Wolves. So maybe if it's time to say goodbye to Wilson, I don't know if I've got the luxury to make a transfer. But
I mean, Jimenez out is an option. Yeah, if they look bad, then he can go to someone as well.
Yeah, that's true. See how much Wolves got. I think Wolves are going to be really up for that game against Arsenal tomorrow. I've talked myself into it that they're going to be up for that tomorrow. And Arsenal's away form. There's no way Wolves don't play well tomorrow. So, let's see.
All right, fair.
Let's see. Anyway, Brighton Newcastle. What are we saying? Do you fancy a home win here? I really can't see it. I'm sorry, Brighton fans. I don't think this is going to be it.
I think Brighton are going to go down.
They can stay up if they both all lose their remaining fixtures, can't they? That would be depressing.
Yes, by 1 point, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
but yeah, if we fancy Cardiff to win against Fulham, then, and if we think Brighton are going to lose, then we're predicting Brighton to go down, basically.
So Duffy's first on your bench at the moment, isn't he? So you've not been considering that Duffy captaincy?
Not for this week, no. Obviously, I haven't made any moves yet, so we'll see if he stays or where he ends up at the moment. But yeah, he's first bench currently.
First bench, and let him remain there, I think. Maybe third bench. Okay. Sunday, we've got what I think is going to be the goal fest game of the weekend happening at the King Power Stadium. We've got Leicester against Arsenal. We've got your boy Jamie Vardy, who you're going to be saying bye-bye to after his incredible run of form. He's averaging 3 shots a game in the last 5 games. 35 points in that time. 16 goals for him this season. I tell you what, if Arsenal keep defending the way they did against Palace, imagine Vardy hat-trick and he's in line for that golden boot, Kieran. Can you imagine?
I am slightly worried about getting rid of him for this.
I think I would be too.
Yeah, but I mean, is he going to score more against Arsenal than what Marnie will against Huddersfield?
Maybe. Marnie loves a blank when you expect it most, or when you least expect it even.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm casting that down.
Maybe I could do Eriksen and maybe Duffy to someone that could get me the money for Mane.
Something to think about after the show. I can see that being a few hour consideration for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's got a tricky run now, hasn't he? But I think this game against, you know what he's like? He's a poacher. And he's playing so well under Brendan at the moment. I could see him being a late push for the golden boot. He doesn't score many...
Great finish as well.
Yeah, it was a great finish, wasn't it? He doesn't score many doubles. That's what I'd say. I think his only... maybe the only 3 games he scored 2 goals in one match this season have been Huddersfield twice and against Fulham. So if he is going to pop up with a goal against Arsenal, it'd probably be a single, if that makes sense.
The possibility of a penalty as well. We could get him a double. So
yeah.
But yeah, Arsenal's so bad. I imagine Mustafi probably has to play again. But he was awful, wasn't he? So yeah, there could be goals. And obviously Tielemans is continuing to return.
He's good, isn't he?
He is good. They need to make that loan permanent, 100%. They need to get him in their squad.
He was at Monaco before, wasn't he?
Yes,
okay,
Monaco, yeah. And then obviously Maddison, his points have dried up a little bit. Like Tielemans kind of taking over in the returns from midfield area, but yeah, I still think he's a decent option. Yep. But yeah, I think there could be goals, and Leicester should try and get for that Europa spot.
Yeah, I think they should as well.
So yeah, they'll look to win this, and obviously Arsenal losing 3-2 to Palace means Leicester should be able to win.
Yeah, well, I think it's... Also, I don't know if you noticed, talking about, swapping it already to Arsenal here and their strikers. Aubameyang now joint top striker for points in the game with Aguero on 182. And I know Aguero's got a game in hand, but I was surprised at that. And I also noticed that Lacazette, after the assist, tied it up with Firmino at the weekend for points. So it's funny for players that have been rotated, and you and I have both tried to sort of predict how that lineup's going to work, but Emery keeps surprising us. I think it's sort of a testament to them when they are in the team, how consistent they've been, that they're ranking so highly up against Aguero and Firmino. I thought that was
100%. Yeah. There's 2 players there that will get you 15 to 20 goals each in a season, and they're great finishers, and you can rely on Aubameyang to just get goals. Yeah. That's what he does. Compare those two, compared, say, to like the front 3 of United with Lukaku, Martial, and Rashford. It's night and day, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, both of them played 90 in their last game.
Yeah, I suppose they had to, didn't they?
Which one of them gets? I imagine one of them drops to the bench because of Europa.
Yep.
And just Emery likes to drop one of them to the bench before Europa, doesn't he? So. Which one is anyone's guess, but I would assume Lacazette because he's played most of the minutes lately.
Yeah.
I think Aubameyang starts, but that's a guess. Yeah. Don't take it for guess. If only to bring in Aubameyang. Sort of thing.
We need some sort of surveillance system set up inside Emery's. I was gonna say dressing room. That would be great, but his office, maybe his office.
Yeah, that'll do.
That'll do. Okay. Who are we going to talk about now, Kieran? I think we should probably talk about Burnley, shouldn't we? And their whopping 2-2 draw with Chelsea last night. I was well impressed.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. Good game. Nice to see Chelsea wipeout happen. And nice to see Chelsea not take advantage of the top 4 position that United are wanting to vacate so desperately.
I love the poo-housery from Burnley. Just brilliant. All like the little shoves in the back. Ashley Barnes just looks like he's going to kiss any player at any given moment now. Did you see him square up to Kovacic?
Dirty bastard. He is.
Oh man,
he likes to play dirty.
I quite like him.
So do I.
Quite like him.
Yeah.
Fair play to Burnley though. I thought that was sort of that looked all weekend to be a nailed-on Chelsea win. Hazard, couple of goals, and then really just reinforcing we're going to get in the top 4, no problem. And now it's blown it wide open again because they've got to go to Old Trafford next week. And despite United's crap form, they've got such bad form. Them anyway. Sorry, we got distracted, didn't we? Talking about that game in a minute. Burnley is who I want to talk about because they're at home to Man City, aren't they? City, they've won the last 10. It's got to be another win, isn't it? Here, just going to keep on rolling.
Yeah, it's a consideration for captain instead of Mane or Salah or a defender. It'll be kind of differential because probably most people are going to go towards Liverpool or Huddersfield.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to risk it. Burnley are fairly decent defensively. And Huddersfield obviously give up goals galore. But if you're chasing Aguero captain, Sterling captain, why not?
I'd say Aguero's away form has been poor. I had a little look. So the blank against Palace was his third blank in his last 11. And all of those, which shows that he's been really consistent, but the 3 blanks were all in away games. And even against Burnley, I don't fancy Sergio. So, but it's irritating because the game after that home game against Leicester, I think he's a huge captaincy option, and I need to keep him for that. But not really considering the armband on him this week.
And to be fair, Sterling, if there's any time to rest him, it might be there
this
because
game.
he's played so much. But they don't have any other games to play.
That's true.
So they have plenty of rest between games. So why would you drop him, really? Because Sane and Mahrez and whoever else have been crap. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it feels like as well they've had quite a big rest since Saturday lunchtime. I don't know about you, but it feels like ages ago since I watched that game. Maybe it's just the bank holiday weekend has made things feel longer, but yeah, I feel well rested since Saturday lunchtime, all the excitement of it. So if I'm well rested...
Yeah, I mean, it feels strange that there's 4 games left in this week still.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that... Who did I think? I thought that Laporte... Laporte? What am I talking about? Wood and Barnes. They caused Louise and Christensen trouble last night. And the way Spurs split Laporte and Stones open so easily on Saturday, I thought that they could be a potential problem for set pieces and long free kicks, maybe even throw-ins for those two. I just feel like, despite City's great clean sheet record, I think it's 7 in the last 9, they looked wobbly, didn't they, against Spurs? And it was only really Edison that kept a minute. Do you think there's a chance that Wood and Barnes could be the thorn in the side for City's title challenge? Do you know what I mean? I could just see like a ball up from Ben Mee, a chest from Chris Wood. Barnes comes in, he just bulldozes it in off his kneecap or something, and it's heroic. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't before, but after you said it like that, then they could be difficult, to be honest.
Yeah.
They might score. I see City still winning, but yeah, it could be close actually.
Yeah.
Having said that,
I don't think City are going to batter them at all. I think it'll be a 1, maybe a 2-0. Maybe a 2-1. I just feel like something's going to drop for Burnley. I just feel like they love, like I said earlier, they love poo housing, don't they? Absolutely love it. I don't know if you saw Sean Dyche last night, but when Sarri got sent off, he just standing there, arms folded, just really giving it the best.
We need to find out who Dyche is like a childhood fan of, City or Liverpool.
We do, don't we?
See who he's like secretly wanting to win the league.
I don't know. I think he's got too much self-respect, doesn't he?
I mean, yeah, he'll obviously defend and try and go for the win, but that'll probably just lead into City's hands. Let's see how he can shit houses it, you say.
Poo house.
Poo house.
YouTube are going to ban us for saying the S word. Kieran, we're going to be banned.
Family friendly.
Oh
no,
God. Oh my God. Right, 4:30. It's a feast on Sunday, isn't it? It's a triple threat feast. We've got 3 great games. Oh, I've got plans on Sunday as well, so it's a shambles. All right. I'm worried because United's form has been turgid. As Gary, what did he say? He said turgid. Everton.
Rancid.
Everton, yeah, rancid. What are Chelsea going to do at Old Trafford, Keek?
I mean, Chelsea were kind of just as bad, to be honest, against Burnley. Well, maybe not just as bad. They still scored 2 goals. But it's hard to say. Like Hazard might do well here because obviously he's looking to get that transfer along with Pogba to Real Madrid in the summer. So yeah, I can see it being maybe quite boring. Honestly, might
boring.
0-0 or 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I expect United to turn up. They'll play crap against City probably and try and win this to hopefully try and get the top 4, but don't know. Basically,
I've got some good.
I haven't got much hope for them, but
no, I mean their form has been atrocious, isn't it? They've scraped some home wins against Watford and West Ham, haven't they? 2-1. None of their players look interesting from an FPL point of view. But when I was reading up on or trying to find some interesting stats about this one, Chelsea have failed to score in 5 of their last 7 away games, which I think is a big problem for them in terms of coming to Old Trafford. And United have scored at least 2 goals in the 9 of the last 10 home games. So, I mean, it shows that despite all United's woes recently, they do turn it on at home at Old Trafford. I expect that stat will be 2 goals in 9 of their last 11 games when City, or when the game concludes tomorrow night. But I think there's optimism here for United despite their run of form. I could see them winning this one. But I also
All right.
United have got some good fixtures after this until the end of the season. They play Cardiff and Huddersfield. So if there is any little glimmer or hint of form from any of their players in these 2 tough games against City and Chelsea, what about a differential United player until the end of the season?
Yeah, maybe a defender like Lindelof.
I was thinking Rashford for Jimenez.
But yeah, Rashford, I think, could also be good.
Yeah.
But I think Rashford's been crap ever since
poor,
PSG game, really. He's just been poor. He's gone back to his terrible League 2 finishing. And I think just everyone's blown smoke up his bum. And he's just been way too hyped. Way too hyped. And he just thinks he's the man, but he's not the man. He never was the man. And honestly,
you could be his agent, couldn't you?
If what's his called? Was it Will Keane or something? If he didn't get injured before that Europa game or whatever it was, Rashford would never have got his chance, and he would have still been a youth team player. So yeah, he just took his chance. Fair play to him when he got it, but I just think he's not good enough, and he shouldn't be a first team number 10 on the back of his shirt, and he should definitely not be getting 250, 300k a week.
This is Goldbridge-esque. This video, that last minute, it's getting clipped. It's going on YouTube as its own separate video.
Sorry, but yeah, it's the truth.
FPL Cougar Kieran rant about Rashford. All right. Well, let's get a prediction in that one then, because you sound pretty down on Rashford and United in general. Obviously, you and I are both close to ties.
Like I said, a 1-1, I think.
1-1.
And probably Pogba to get a penalty and then Hazard to score.
I think it makes a big difference if Herrera's back. I know Herrera's resumed training, and he should be in the team tomorrow night. So I think if Herrera's back for Chelsea, United will win. I reckon they'll win that 2-1. It'll be really shaky, but I can see them doing it. And if they beat Chelsea 2-1, Arsenal lose at Wolves, we've just got to. I say we've just got to beat Cardiff and Huddersfield in the last 2 home games. I think I'm right in saying it's Cardiff and Huddersfield, aren't I?
I haven't looked, to be honest.
I don't want to sound like a right melt because I haven't got the fixtures here.
All right, shall I look again? 37 is...
Shane Long just scored after 6 seconds against Watford.
Yeah, I saw the notification.
6 seconds? That's the fastest goal in Premier League history.
Bloody hell.
6?
Okay, Huddersfield, yes, 37.
There goes my Cathcart clean sheet. What a rubbish transfer that was. -8 I paid for that.
I said Foster had the best 2 fixtures, and I thought there'd be 2 clean sheets in this double for them.
Absolute shambles.
Yeah.
Shambles.
Oh well. But yeah, Cardiff and Huddersfield.
It was Cardiff and Huddersfield. Okay, cool. I was right. Cool. All right, we're doing notifications now. We're all over the show. All right, clean sheets and transfer plans. Let's get this.
All right, clean sheets: Liverpool.
Yeah.
City maybe, and then Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm going to say Tottenham for a clean sheet. I'm also going to say Cardiff as well as my sort of backup one. I quite like that cheeky one.
Yep.
All right. Cool. That sounds good. Transfers.
So yeah, mine was possibly Vardy to Zaha and then Eriksen to Mane for a -4. But I'm thinking I might want to keep Vardy and I might do an Eriksen/Duffy to Mane and some really, really cheap person that I don't want to play again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that could be doable if there's enough money in it.
That seems fair enough.
Duffy to like a 4 million-ish might be enough money for Eriksen to Mane.
Okay. I don't need to take a hit, so I'm probably just going to do Eriksen to Mane. Nice and
okay, you got money in the bank.
Nice and clean. Yeah, I got money in the bank, and I'm not going to take a hit because it's not hit season, Kieran. It's manage the team season. Captaincy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Captaincy.
I mean,
sorry. What?
So I was just saying I'd rather not take a hit, but I think if I'm taking the hit to get Mane and captain him, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah. Captaincy. It's got to be Mane, isn't it? Mane or Salah.
Mm-hmm.
I am honestly really tempted by Alex Arnold as like a differential captaincy pick. It's funny, in terms of order of priority, despite Spurs having a really good fixture and City's great form as well. I see sort of captaincy priority: Liverpool attacker, Liverpool defender, Spurs attacker, City attacker, in that sort of order. Could go all wrong, but anyway, I just feel like Alexander-Arnold's got the potential in a home game to just whack up some assists. The only thing which is worrying me a little bit is the fact that, like you say, he's been rotated and subbed off early for Gomez recently.
Yeah,
so that is a bit of an annoyance, really. But what can you do? See. Cool. What else have we got to wrap up here? Cougar Cub picks. Oh my god.
Yep. Okay. So I was gonna go for Almiron.
Almiron.
Yeah, because I think it's just time that he's gonna get a bit of something. Get on the action.
Yeah.
So assist or goal against Brighton. Yeah, I think Almiron for me.
Okay, that's all right. My Cougar Cub pick isn't actually as unsexy as I thought it was, because it's really sexy. It's Llorente. What a good-looking diamond geezer he is. Yeah, Llorente. He's really still owned by less than 5%. So yeah.
What happened to Nias?
Yeah, Nias is my backup pick because I thought you were going to have Llorente. I honestly thought you were going to pick Llorente. Yeah.
I didn't even think about it, to be honest.
Okay, all right.
It was Almiron or Perez for me. I don't know. I fancy Newcastle.
All right. Well, easy pick on Llorente then. Cool. Have you got anything else to add?
No. Let's get out here and watch the games.
Watch the game. So Spurs even kicked off yet? I'm expecting some Sun goals.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh gosh. All right. Cool. All right. So until what day are we? Tuesday. Until next week. We're back sort of this time next week to preview game week 30. Can you believe the season's already at game week 37?
I know, it's flown by.
What are we going to do this summer when we talk about FPL every week?
Well, I'm going to be playing MLS Fantasy, which I'm doing all right in. And
what about the Norwegian
you're
League?
going to be helping me.
I don't know anything about the MLS. Maybe we should do a show every week to talk about our wildcard teams when prices come out in June. That'll tide us over, I'm sure.
I was asked today on Twitter to do a MLS video.
Were you?
Yeah, but I don't know enough knowledge or about it to be able to do it. But
yeah, that's quite interesting.
Maybe in the future, in a few seasons' time, I might know enough. But
go all in on Ibrahimovic and Rooney would be my advice.
Ibra's there this week.
Is he?
For sure.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Mickey Mouse MLS. Sorry, that's what the M stands. That's what the M's for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mickey League. Right. We'll be back next week, won't we? A week today to talk about game week 37, which is mad. If you've got any questions in the meantime, post us on the YouTube video, tweet us at FPL Cougars. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are also on Spotify. We're everywhere. Cool. So until then, it's goodbye from me.
Cheers and good luck, everyone.
Bye, 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 bye.
Cool.